Hi ladies, no, I'm not dead. I'm here. It's just been summertime, so things have been crazy, but then also we're building a house. So if any of you have ever built a home before, you know how incredibly consuming it is. I feel like I'm constantly going out there. I constantly have meetings. I constantly need to pick things and when I'm not picking things, I'm packing things. So it's been crazy, so I appreciate your guys' patience. Today I wanted to do a nice light summer look, and I wanted most of it to come from this palette right here. This is the Coastal Scents Contour Blush Palette, and I have been raving about this thing and I absolutely love it. I love all the colors in here. I think they're beautiful and soft. And one great thing about the Naked palette from Urban Decay is it's kind of a one-stop shop. You can get everything that you need. You can take that on a trip with you. Well, I like this palette. This palette I can take with me and it can be everything for me, okay? So I just want to go ahead and get started with it then. I've already applied my foundation and my powder. I used Revlon Color Stay in Rich Tan since it's summertime, we're out in the sun a little bit more. And then just a dusting of Hello Flawless from Benefit, and this is in Honey. And I just kind of dusted that in my T-zone and that was it. So I'm going to start with contouring. I'm going to use that brown color right there. It's not as much of a warm, natural tone as this, but I want to show how durable, not durable, but how versatile this palette is. So just get a little bit of that brown and softly sculpt out your 3, which is the number 3 right here. Get that into your hairline, and I'm literally using this travel size 129, just the very tip. A little bit goes a long way with contouring. If you'll notice, it's already like sculpted out right here, and I really did not use that much product. Now I'm going to use this soft blush color that's right down there, and I'm going to be doing that on the apples of my cheeks. Just in circular motions, very, 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 very lightly. Now I'm going to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion just to keep those colors that I'm going to be using from this palette vibrant and lasting all day long. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to take this lovely skin tone color right up here in the middle, just with my Maxine's mop from the craft store, and pat that product up in here, all along the brow bone. I like to use my finger sometimes when I'm putting on just a wash, one color. And I'm putting this just right on my lid, close to my lash line, and even rubbing it into my lash line. And then in this corner right in here to brighten that up. Now I'm going to take a 217 from MAC in that brown and just lightly go in the crease. And I'm not going to pull it down to connect right here to that corner. I'm leaving it floating, if you will, just a little bit. Now remember to use one brush for placement and a clean brush. I'll be using my E40 from Sigma to blend. So this 217 that I'm using, or you can use the E25 from Sigma, is just for placement. And I'm kind of putting that to where if I'm looking straight into my mirror, I want to be able to see this. Sometimes when we close our eyes and we do windshield wiper motions into our crease, we can't really see that product. And my eyes are very flat. There's not really a lot of depth. And so what I like to do is look straight into my mirror and kind of go just a little bit above my crease so I can see that product when I'm looking. Okay, just wipe that off on your hand. If you'll notice, I'm going to be using a lighter color. I'm going to be using the same blush that I did on the apples of my cheeks right over this brown to create a very soft, romantic look. The cool thing about going from a darker to a lighter color with the same brush is you'll notice it really doesn't deposit that much color after you've wiped it off. So don't feel you have to grab a whole bunch of different brushes. Just grab the same one, dipping it into that blush, especially when you just don't see anything on your hand anymore. Nothing's going to come off. And going right over that with a soft dusting of this color. See how that warms that brown up so nicely? Okay, now take your blending brush, whatever you choose to use, clean one. And because it's clean, it's not going to take this shadow and make it go all over the place. It's going to just soften it up and take away some of those harsh lines. I like to build with shadow, and so if you feel that you're blending and it's taking a lot away, don't be afraid to just go right back in, put in a little bit more, and keep going. So I'm going to go in a little bit more with that brown, deepen up those corners. Just blend that a little bit on the top. Now with a smaller brush, I'm just going to use the one that I normally use for my eyebrows. I'm going to take a little bit of that brown and just get into the lash line on the bottom. Mostly staying toward the outside just to define it a little bit. And then with that same brush, taking a little bit of that blush and going right over it. And then with my fingertip, I'm going to go into that skin color that we used on our lid and just pat it right here for a more open look. But the nice thing is it's not a stark white, which looks pretty fake usually. It's just a better tone. Then I'm going to use the brow brush again, use that brown. Just kind of lightly go over my brows. Now in my own mirror, it looks exactly how I want it, but I realize that sometimes my camera doesn't pick up as well, and so I'm going to intensify again that crease just a little bit with the brown and a little bit of the blush so that my camera can pick it up and you can actually see that I've got something on my face. Do a quick coat of mascara before we put on our false lashes. When I'm doing a soft look, I still really like to play up my lashes because I think lashes are a very feminine, beautiful, romantic thing. And so I tend, after I've put my coat on up top, to go a little bit thicker down below, almost for a doll-like look. And so I tend to use this part of the brush first and just go back and forth, and then I use the bottom, or the very tip, excuse me, to deposit more onto my lashes. And I don't necessarily love for them to be perfect. I like them to be a little bit messy. It's a little bit more fun. And then grab your false lashes and throw those on. As always, I use my Demi Wispies in black from Ardell. I always like to go in after I've done my false lashes with a little bit of fluid line from MAC. This is Black Track, and then a craft store brush. And I usually use the very, very tip, dip it in here, and then just wiggle it in between all of these little breaks that you might see in the lashes. Not to give myself like a complete line, but just to cover those up so that I don't need eyeliner. So I want to match my lips to my eyes, and all you need to do for that is take a little bit of lip balm, or Vaseline actually would be even better, but because we're packing. I don't have any. So I'm going to take one end of my lip brush and put it on the back of my hand, and then scrape out a little bit of the blush color and put that on the back of my hand, and then just put those two things together. So if you're ever really wanting to match your blush to your lipstick, then look no further than your own blush. And then that same skin color that we've been putting on our lid, I'm going to take a little bit with my finger and go in the middle just to give more of a pout, give more dimension to my lips. And there you are. So all from this one palette, which is great. The nice thing is that you can even use this more of a pinky peach to go on your lid if you'd like, rather than this skin tone. You can play with this color. This is just great for all around everything. White I don't use a ton of because it goes more toward drag queen makeup, and so I don't know, white is just there because white is a basic. It's great to have white, but I don't use it a ton, especially when I'm going for a softer look. But anyway, love, love, love this palette. You can get this at Coastal Scents. Now, someone on YouTube has been asking me to show my outfits, and one of the reasons that I haven't done it is because I don't think I have like the best style in the whole entire world. I see some of these blogs where it's an outfit a day and it looks great, but I'm not secure enough with myself to do that. But what I will show you is what I'm wearing today. I've just got a black cardigan and then this little floofy shirt that I got from Old Navy, and then I just put a ribbon in my hair because I'm funny like that, and then black capris. Basically, this is me going to swim lessons with the boys today, with my boys, and going to the house for yet more and more stuff. But keep your requests coming. I promise I get them. I promise that I read every single email that I get, even though I'm not able to respond to every single one. I am going to have a Q&A here pretty soon, so be thinking of your questions that you have for me so that I can just kind of answer them all in one video. If you'd like to email me some questions, dollcosmetics@gmail.com, or you can go to my blog, classycosmetics.blogspot.com, if you're not already there, and you can leave me a comment. So hope you guys like this. Hope you're having a great summer so far, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.